I like that. That means this body hasn't kind of tacoed itself yet. All right, guys, girls, the goal is on this thing next summer. I want to be able to put a permit on here for a week. So that means all right, guys, come with me. I got something I'm kind of excited to show you. When I walk in my shop, two of my favorite vehicles sitting in there. Let's go check it out. Sleeka and an FJ40. All right, guys, girls, I gotta show you the really sweet fuel pump switch that this truck came with, and let's go take a look. Check this out. This is for turning the fuel pump on and off. I think we might do something a little different in there, but that's it. Got this high-end wiring that's nice and sealed off, but I'm guessing it did the trick to have the truck run around the farmyard. Fuel lines actually ran through the firewall right here, and they terminate kind of back there. And there was a 5-gallon pail, plastic one that was brittle and still had fuel in it. It was falling apart, but we might just strap a jerry can there when we get ready to run. I'm thinking we got to figure out where we want to mount that fuel pump in the engine bay. Here is a pump from the tank. A little bit crust in there, so we'd probably replace this part and then maybe just blow these out. I'm not sure. There's a little crust in there too. I might just get as much line as we need, run fresh line so we don't contaminate anything in here. Get a fuel filter, and then there's a return line coming back, and that just goes straight to the back end there. So yeah, we'll probably get new fuel lines, so I gotta add that to my order list there. All right, guys, girls, I've made a parts run to Napa. The goal is on this thing next summer, I want to be able to put a permit on here for a week. So that means getting the lights working, getting it usable, and actually take this thing to work for a whole week. So we got my 10-year-old hanging, not 10. How old are you, mister? Are you 5? He is doing my camera work for me. So we're going to install this throughout the week, and then when Tony comes back, hopefully I have most of this on here, we can do a couple more things. So I know this is not the right set of taillights for this thing, but I'm kind of excited to replace the Jeep trailer style taillights that are on the back for something a little more vintage looking. So I got these trailer lights, they're a combination light. My goal is to run this in the back. It'll look good for the time being until we get that ambulance bumper off there, but we need lights to drive it on the permit. I also got these little guys here. We'll give it a quick open. They are clearance lights, but I think they'll make good reverse lights that kind of match. They come with a chrome trim ring to mount them, but they kind of match these, have these as a pair on there. So let's take a look at what actually sits in the back of this FJ. So this is what's here. Not for me, guys. No thanks. I like this, but I don't like Jeeps. Go figure, hey? So I think we'll put these in the back. That'll work for now. These straps are now hooked up. Just a little thing, guys. The horn works. There's no wiring to it. I saw it there and I wonder if it works. So I just ran a wire. It's a one wire. So just took this scrap wire, ran it from positive to here. I pulled out the specialty fuel pump switch because we don't need that wiring in the way anymore. Keep that down there for our safety, because I don't trust the wiring in here when I'm not by the truck. So maybe a battery cutoff switch actually wouldn't be a bad thing. Get Tony to order that up for us. That way when I'm done using it, just cut the power and we have no power going to anything that shouldn't have it. So we gotta figure out where we're gonna put this fuel pump. There's something else I was gonna do. I just can't remember at the moment. But yeah. So with the fuel pump right here, I've reused a hole in that it has threaded from the back side and just a factory nut that wasn't being used. So that's there. I've kind of reused the metal hard line, disconnected it from the fuel pump down there, the one that's shot. And we're gonna run it around here, back around, and it'll be pushing from there and pulling from here. We're gonna run that 10 amp fuse on this side with a fuel filter, or sorry, 10 amp fuse come off of here, fuel filter there, and the line will go here into the cab. That's not factory ran down on the frame, but we have our fuel cell, not really fuel cell, but just a small jerry can mounted in the bed of this thing. So I'll get this thing hooked up. Then we're gonna jump on to probably swapping out this light here. So what do you think in there, mister? What do you think? Good. Good, perfect. So we're gonna make it run and drive, right? All right. So if you check that out, most of the cab supports are gone like that. I mean, like look at that one right there. It's dangling there. So I'm expecting to do a lot of rust repair on this truck, SUV, I don't know what you call it. Wondering if it's sagging here in the middle, because if you look at the door, it's hanging funny. But I do know when I brought it home, in order to get this pin to even fit in here, I had to take my biggest hammer to this. So looking up in this gap here, right there I'm talking about, there's more gap here than the bottom. So I'm going to try not to strip these bolts, loosen them, and see if I can just pull the bottom of the door up, you know, just get that straight. I know we're not up to restoring and hanging doors, but I still want to know if moving that hinge on the door itself is going to bring this up and get us back in alignment. Because, I mean, the bolts aren't in here right now. The top, it comes loose, but there's supposed to be one here. It's pretty much lined up right here. So if we can get the sag out of the door, that'll make me feel a little bit better and more confident in this cab. And I want to get that fuel pump also done as well. So guys, this is promising. I loosened all the bolts so that it was swiveled wherever it wanted. You can drop the door up, down. Okay, not up, down. Up, down. Back, forward, do the tilts. So I got my specialty tool out made by Irwin, Quick Grip. Basically, I just clamped it up on the back till it pulled tight. So the door now sits straight, so that's promising. It almost lines up with the roof. We're getting close. It is also not bolted in place here. It's, I think, literally just sitting there. But if you look at the gaps now, it's fairly close, like better than it was. So literally, either bad pins or saggy hinges, you know, that maybe it's someone had it off and didn't put it back together. But it's good. I also noticed that door handle, you don't need to slam it anymore. It just kind of closes like it should. So that's a win. I like that. That means this body hasn't kind of tacoed itself yet. Yeah, because like other side, we'll see if we can get in there. It's a little tight in here with two vehicles, but if you look at the other side, I haven't played with it, and it's got to come up a little bit. The gap is tighter here, so I'm not sure how a guy works with that yet without playing. Has got to be part of the recipe there. But yeah, this will come up. We'll do the same trick on this side here, and we'll be good for the doors for now. So I've got some work done with lights. This one has a bit of a grounding issue yet. What I didn't realize is these are like trailer lights. I have a rusted hole here. I believe that's where they're supposed to mount if you have factory Toyota ones. And that is probably why there's something underneath there. Put the new headlight in, it's actually brighter. Good thing for old lights. Okay, in the back here, that one and that one are going to be my brake and tail lights. And it actually shines through right on the license plate, so I'm not going to worry about changing these bulbs. It'll be good. I would like to put the reverse light right about here, but I can't find a reverse that's working, so maybe the reverse light switch is out. Not sure. And I can't put the signals on when the lights are on. Or sorry, when the lights are on, the signals don't go on. So that tells me it was its own wiring circuit. You can't just tap in there. They'll just stay on constantly when the lights are on, so you don't get any signals. Then I can put this cover back on. I would like them all to be in here in one neat package, both sides. And reverse lights I'm not as concerned about at this point. But yeah, I think that's what I'll do. A little metal galvanized bracket in there and attach just an LED. I had to literally look at all these wires. None of them match the wiring diagram. They're all kind of shady. I'm doing it proper here. Solder and then heat shrink tube. This is still connected for the license plate light, but the bulbs are burnt out, so we won't even bother going in there. Who knows what that's for. And this one's going to be the signal for this side. This one's going to run to the other side. And then I'm guessing this is a reverse light here, but the colors don't match the wiring diagram. It's white and blue. This side is just solid blue. So who knows? We're going to have to trace some wires back if I want to get those working. But if we're going to actually do a bit of a drive on the road on a permit, I would like the signals and the brake lights and the tail lights to work. So that's where I'm at with wiring. Almost all enough lights to do some driving.